First and foremost, we give our praise, glory, honor, power to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. Alright? All praise, blessing, glory. That is a beautiful thing. It's good to serve the Most High. It is beautiful. It's good to worship the Most High. Right? Shalom to the families. Shalom to my brother and sister out there on the highway, on the byway, doing the work of the Most High with truth and sincerity. All the brother out there, the sister, pushing for the gospel every day, day and night, without ceasing. Right? We say big shout out to all the brother out there, the sister, the kings, doing the work of the Most High. Right? Shalom to every one of you out there. Shalom, shalom. May the Lord Spirit be upon every one of you out there, man. May the Spirit of the Most High be upon every one of you out there. Right? This is the brother Frankie coming at you in another lesson. Right? We want to put out there for YouTube. Right? YouTube, the music being played in the background is not our music. We just want to put out there for YouTube, copyright, things like that. Disclaimer: if you hear music in the background, is not our music, and we do not order music, and we are not playing it. All right, let's go right here in the book of Philippians. Right, I want to start with the book of Philippians, the letter of Paul to our forefathers that were living where in Philippi. There's a lot of going on, right, in this world. We're living a very, very, I'll say, evil time right now, right? So there is no need, there is no time for a brother or a sister that just woke up into the truth to fall back. Right, we got to be aware of Satan's devices, right? We got to be aware, brother and sister, we got to be aware of Satan's devices, right? We don't want to be slumming, right? We don't want to fall back to our weakness again. We don't want to do that. But we got to persevere every day, every minute. We got to make sure that we remember the Most High. We got to be pricked by the Spirit. Let's go. Actually, let's go to, I'm going to start with 1 Peter, right? Let's go to it. Let's read it. Right, I want to start with that first. Okay, I want to start with that. I'm going to read this first. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, right? 1 Peter, chapter 5. 1 Peter 5, and I'm going to read from verses 8. Be sober. Be vigilant, because your adversary, so we want to put out there for the brother and sister, right, that are being attacked by demons, evil spirit, whether it be from your family member, whether it be from your friend, whether it be from, you know, the power that be, you got to understand. There's some spirit that are being released on the earth every minute. So you got to understand. We got to be able to discern and know those spirits and understand what we are supposed to do. We don't want to go back to their way, because going back to their way is going to lead us toward destruction. We got to keep that in mind, right? A dog that returns to his own vomit, we don't want to deal with that, brother and sister. We want to make sure that we line it up with the Most High, right? Let's read it again. It said, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, so you got to understand, we have adversary. The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, we have adversary within our own nation, all right? You got to keep that in mind. We have adversary within our own family, right? We have adversary within our own houses, okay? And then we have adversary mainly from the other nation. That's the main reason why we got to stay awake, brother and sister. We got to stay awake and make sure that we keep in the commandment of the Most High. Let us focus. We got to keep on walking this walk. This walk is not easy, because we're going to be tried. But once you be tried, do not sin. Because when you sin, guess what? That's Satan tempting you. All right? The Most High will try you. When the Most High try you, you do not sin. You do not commit iniquity. You got to understand that. No iniquity. All right? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the list goes on and on and on. They were all tried. They were all tried. So you got to understand, because a lot of our people, they get simple where they believe that when they wake up and they're keeping the commandment, everything's going to be beautiful, easy. No, man, it doesn't work like that. All right? And I know what I'm talking about. I've been through some stuff since I've been in the truth now. Right? I've been through a lot. I've been attacked from so many sides. Right? The Most High, you know, have unleashed, you know, the wicked right? Whether it be from a family member, right? Whether it be at work, right? That coming out, you got to stay in the spirit. You got to be able to discern. So let us go back to what our forefathers said. This is the book of First Peter. Let's read it again from verses 6. It says, humble yourself therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. So you got to understand that. We got to humble ourselves so that the Most High, when Satan comes, or the enemy, or our adversary, because we have a lot of adversary, right? Esau is not the only adversary we're fighting with. You got a Moabite, you got a Ishmaelite, you got a Hagarine, you got a Philistine, and the list goes on and on. And you have of our own people, man. You got wicked and rebellious so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, and that are seeking to kill you for the word of the Most High, man. They're jealous, man. They're jealous because you're rebuking them, because you rebuke elder, adult, young, you rebuke them, man. Because what are they doing? They're breaking the law and the commandment of the Most High. So some of them, they get mad. Some of them, they want to shoot you. They want to kill you. They want to stab you. You got to understand, when you wake up and you want to serve the Most High, you got to be ready. Sirach chapter 2, you got to read the whole chapter. Sirach chapter 2, you are not ready? Brother and sister, we invite you and we encourage you to go ahead and make sure you read Sirach chapter 2. All right? And go in the book of James. Go in the book of James chapter 1 and read the whole chapter. Right? There's so more to it. All right, but I just want to bring those two men, you know, outside. So the brother, if you're dealing, because we know we're living in a very evil time right now. With all these plagues, all this weakness going on, all these agents that going on, the power that be, the wicked Satan's children, about all the things that plotting, we got to stand in the spirit. All right? You don't want to commit a suicide. You don't want to go off. Don't try to kill, you know, your brother, your sister. Don't do that. You got to keep in mind, the righteous man does not sin. Right? In the Christian church, they sin. The Christian, they're the one that sin. They sin all day long. Christian, that's what they do. They live off the Christian of sin. Christian, they love to sin. Right? They'll sin and they'll go to worship the sun every Sunday. That's what they do. That's what Christians do. They live in the midst of sin. Christian, that's what they do 24/7. They don't believe in the Most High. They don't believe we got to keep the commandment. They say the Lord done away with. They say, yes, that's Moses. So by us, we've been called because we've been pricked by the word of who? The Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh, right? He said, well, narrow is the gate that leads unto what? Unto what? Salvation. It's narrow. But the gate that leads unto destruction is broad and wide, man. So keep in mind, brother, let no man deceive you. Do not let your mother, your father, don't let them deceive you. If you are not operating according to the Bible, you got to watch out. And do not trust in them. You trust only and uniquely and solely in the Most High Yahweh, none else. All right? So you got to keep that in mind. And read, say, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. Who cared for you and me, brother and sister? Who cared for you, brother and sister? The so-called blacks that you know, who cared for you is the Most High. The Most High is the only one that cares for every one of us. Why? He's the one that made us. He knows what we need. You don't even need to tell the Most High. The Most High already know what you want, what you need. Right? Let's go to Psalm 55. Psalm 55. Let me see, 55 and 22. This is the book of Psalm 55 and verse 22. This is the book of Psalm chapter 55 and verses 22. And it reads, cast thy burden upon the Lord. You see, upon the Most High Yahweh, man. Whatsoever you're going through, hey, bring it up to the Most High. Let the Most High know what's going on. Pray unto the Most High. If you need to fast, brother, fast. Maybe you can fast for 6 hours. Maybe you can fast for 24 hours. Right? You got to fast. You got to pray. Whatsoever you're going through, bring it up to the Most High. Let the Most High know, man. Let's read Psalm 55 and verses 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So you got to keep in mind, brother and sister. We got to keep in mind, brother and sister. There is no time for us to go back to the evil we used to do. You don't want to go back to the evil world. as the world is going off right now, you don't want to be partaker of the world. Rather, you want to be set apart. You want to be severed. You want to be holy. Holy just means set apart, severed, separate. You got to keep that in mind, brother and sister. Do not follow the power that be. Don't believe the lie. They're liars. Don't believe any of whatsoever they tell you on the TV. Do not believe it. They're liars. They're liars. They change the truth of the Most High into a lie. Who did that? The wicked, the enemy. Those that hate the Most High, they hate Yahweh. And they hate the 12 tribe of Israel, man. Let's read it. Let's read it again. Psalm 55. Psalm 55, verse 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall suffer. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So the righteous, brother, you can't move them, man. You can't move a righteous sister. How can you take a righteous sister away from them? You can't do it. Now, if it's a woman in a Christian church, a man in a Christian church, you can take them away. Because they don't believe in God. They do not believe in the Most High. Like 500 years of Christianity, and Hamashiach has not come yet, man. 500 years of Christianity, and Hamashiach has not returned. That'll make you understand that, guess what? Christianity has nothing to do with the Most High. Christianity was created by who? The enemy. Now, guess what? Only like 50 years, if we recall the elders, the one the Most High woke up first, the truth came to them early, I'll say like 50 years ago. 50 years ago, and you see what is happening on the earth? We see more prophecy being fulfilled, man. Why? Because now this is the high time right now, man. Now this is the high season right now. Why? Because definitely the law, the commandment of the Most High that we keeping, that prove 100% that what? That the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, we are the Israelites, we the real Jew, man. The 12 tribe of Israel. Because we've been following Christianity for 500 years, nothing changed. You take a look at the Catholic Church, what have they been doing? They've been sleeping with little boys. Now they bring the women in the Catholic Church, they call them all sister. What do they do? The priest, the pope, the bishop, what do? They have sex with them and make them pregnant. They're pregnant, a lot of them, man. At least I know a case like that, man. I know a case like that where this sister, she went to the Catholic, I'll say, covenant or whatever they do, right? To be a nun. To be a nun. The next thing you realize, guess what? She got pregnant. One of the priests, one of the Catholic priests pregnant her, man. That's what they do. It's nothing new under the sun, man. The Catholic Church, that's what they do. The woman you see, they're wearing white and they wrap up their hair, they're making it, when you see them, you think they're holy, they're clean. Don't believe it, man. They'll be playing with the rod of the Pope. They'll be playing with the rope of the archbishop, the bishop, the priest. Yes, that's what they do, man. They play with the rod of the Pope. That's what they do, man. They'll be having sex with them in the Catholic Church. That's what they do. Come on, man. That's why you got to separate yourself from the Christian church, because there's no salvation in the Christian church. No salvation whatsoever. If you believe it, then that's your problem. Okay? If you believe it, we're sinning, man. Let's read it again. It said, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. So we got to give all whatsoever we're going through, we got to bring it to the Most High, not to the pastor, okay? Not to the Pope, not to the government, no. You bring it up to the Most High. You bring it up to the Most High. Okay, I understand that, young brother and young sister. You bring it up to the Most High. Pray and fast, brothers. We live in a very evil season right now, man. Now we are in the truth, man. We are in the truth right now. We can see. You see the young brother, they're waking up, they're posting precept, right? Fire all over the platform. Video being shut down. right? YouTube account being taken down, cut, strike. Why? Because the truth is coming out. Because we never experiment that from the Christian church, and that will never happen under the Christianity. Why? Because Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. All right. Now the truth is out right now. The Israelites, the Moses waking them up all over the places in the four corners. Because we are neat as a sheet in the four corners. We are neat, man. We are tied up in the four corners. Because of our sin and our iniquity, our forefathers were told that what? We'll be neat in the four corners. We'll be scattered. Why? Because of our sin. So we got to understand, brother and sister. We got to understand and make sure we're keeping the commandment of the Most High. Right? We got to make sure that we're keeping the commandment of the Most High 100. Ain't no game. Ain't no playing game with the Most High. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah? You blind? You blind? You don't hear? Yeah? But you see the food, right? You see the food, right? You know how to go get the food, right?
Yeah, she does. You got it in mind.
So you got to keep in mind, man. You got to keep in mind. All right? The Most High ain't playing no game, brother and sister. We got to stay in the spirit. We got to make sure we're keeping the commandment. All day long, we got to make sure we're keeping the commandment. That's what we got to do. Right? Let us read it again. He said, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved, man. The Most High never allow Satan to take away the righteous. It's not happening. All right? They will die with what? With dignity. Understand that? Right? Let's go to the book of Psalm. We bring another one, same thing. Let's go to Psalm 73. Psalm 73 and verses 18. Psalm 73, all right? Verses 18. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 73 and verses 18 through 20. So keep in mind, right? Let's take a look at what our forefathers say. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 70. Let me read it again. Morning.
Busy today.
Yeah. All right. Psalm 73, 18 through 19. Let's read it. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 73, and verses 18 through 19. And it reads, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. So you got to understand. The Most High, he set some of us into what? Slippery places. Right? The Most High, he did that, right? Thou cast them down into destruction. Why? Why did the Most High do that? The Most High did it because why? We will not listen to the Most High. We will not keep the commandment. We will not keep the commandment of God. We just want to do whatever we want to do. We just want to follow the president. The government said this, right? They said this guy said that, and then we just follow. But we will not follow God. People don't want to follow God. Do they want to follow God? No, they don't want to follow God. Right? Watch this. Verses 19. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment they are already consumed with terror? You see, that happened to us. To who? The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. Until this very last day, man. We see being gunned down by the police. We see being arrested and taken to the jail. We see being called for what? Illegal. Even though this land belonged to our forefather. This land belonged to our forefather. The so-called Native Indian. But what happened? We've been gunned down, we've been taken down, we've been destroyed. It's like I watched this video. The brother, he went to the school. I think his son used to go. It's like a Catholic school, man. You see that? And they called the police quick. The Edomite. The devil, he called the police on the brother. That's why we tell you the Christian church has nothing to do with the Bible. There's no life in the Christian church. There's no life. Take a look at them, man. The top, the number one that push for homosexuality, the number one that push for violence, right? War. What religion do they follow? Isn't that Christianity? What religion do American follow? What religion do the German follow? Are not most German Christian? What religion do the British follow? Are not British Christian, Catholic, stuff like that? Listen, the most evil of all the religion, the number one is the Christian church. It doesn't matter the denomination, whether it be Catholics, whether it be Seventh-day Adventists, whether it be Protestant, all the same thing. Because there's no life. Take a look at the state of the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. For these past 500 years, man, of Christianity, our people being Christian for so long. What changed? Nothing. Our life have gone from what? From bad to worse, man.
Nothing never changed.
Nothing changed, man. And the brother went over there to go get like some explanation about what happened. My son be kicked out, or what is the issue? What's going on? Guess what? He so called the police on the brother right away. He so called the police. But that should be a wake-up call, and I hope that that was a wake-up call to the brother. And many of our brothers that are still asleep, man. Now we gotta understand that we do have what? Adversaries. We have adversary, and there are many. We have adversary within our own nation and from the hidden. Understand that? So we got many battle, brothers and sisters. All right? So let us read it again. Let us go right here, bro. Let's go back to the book of 1 Peter. Let's go to 1 Peter. Let's go back to it. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5. 1 Peter 5. And I'm going to continue verses 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, you see that? Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. So you got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind, right? You got to keep in mind. 1 Peter 1:13, same thing. Let's go to it.
Did you see what happened in I can't remember. It's in a foreign country, and not just a foreign country, but also in what's that one country called? It's in the States, but they're being evacuated.
Haiti? No, right?
Nah.
Oh, you talking about Afghanistan?
No. It's another country. It's a Spanish country, but they're being evacuated.
Oh, really?
They're about to get hit by a massive earthquake.
Oh, all right. Hey, that's the Most High, man. Hey, the Most High ain't playing no game, man. Right? Isaiah chapter 29. And ye shall be a visitor of the Lord, man. Let's read it. This is the book of 1 Peter 1:13. 1 Peter 1 and verse 13. Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind. You see that? We got to be righteous in our mind. We don't want to fall to Satan, okay? Gird up what? Let's read it. It says, gird up the loins of your mind. Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation, at the coming, at the appearing of who? Of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Amen, hallelujah, amen, hallelujah, amen, hallelujah. Kwam Yashala. Amen. Blessed be the Most High, man.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, because like a guy told me yesterday, when I ran into the guy, he told me yesterday, he said that, he said, man, he was like, Shondell, do you think God is real? I said, read the Bible, you'll see it. He said, I said, so I to be honest, I believe he's real. I believe he's real because, like, at the end of the day, it's just like saying aliens are not real. But us human beings can't be the only ones that exist on this earth.
Right.
You know, and like he said that like he thinks there is no such thing. And he grew up in a Christian home.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Like, he said that he don't think that God exists. He said that he thinks that there's a higher power in the universe that controls the whole universe. But and he said that, but like he said, but like one man cannot control the whole, cannot take control.
He's a fool because he ain't know anything.
Yeah.
He's in a Christian church, they're fool.
Right.
They don't know anything.
Right.
They love to talk a lot of nonsense. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a man is able to run his own household, right? Back in those days, you got men that got 5 wives, right? 6 wives, 10, and they handle everything. They took care of the house, the family. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you can do that, what makes you believe that the Most High cannot do? You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Because they're wicked. The Most High created everything. But these people don't believe in God.
But at the same time, he said, God did say that they were going to be people. They were going to come a time where people were going to, like, stray from him.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's the time right now.
And stuff like that. And
that's the time right now, man.
You know.
That's the time we're in right now.
Yeah.
People slippery right now, bro. A lot of people slippery, and that's what I'm reading about. So this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and verses 6 through 8. Therefore, let us not sleep. So you got to keep in mind, brother and sister. Hey, there's no time to sleep right now. A lot of you sleeping, man. A lot of our people, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, they're sleeping right now. They're sleeping, right? Watch this. What did the Most High say? Let's read it again, man. This is powerful. He said, therefore, let us not sleep as do, right? Others. Who's sleeping right now? The Christian. They're sleeping right now. They're at ease, man. The Christian church, they're sleeping right now. They don't know what's going on. They don't care about the Bible. Do they care about God's commandment? No. The woman see wearing pants. The woman see wearing pants all naked all over the place, showing the body, the boobs. You can see, right? The woman see thinking that she got equal right with the man, right? A lot of you out there in the Christian church as a woman, you still believe that you got equal right with the man, right? You are asleep, buddy. Wake up, man. Wake up before it gets too late, man. You don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. You don't know. You don't know if you're gonna make it tomorrow. You don't know. Do you even know you're gonna make it to your house today? Some of you won't make it to your house today. Some of you will die on the road.
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask you a favor too, if it's okay. Like, one of my best friends,
I can bring that.
Yeah, I'll later.
Yeah. Right, so you gotta understand. Some people, they might be excited now, thinking that yeah, I'm going home. I'm going to my family. Guess what? They'll get into accident. They'll die, man. Some people get shot in a store. Some people get arrested, taken to the jail, man. As we speaking, it's happening right now, man.
Did you hear about a lady? A lady. It was in Herndon. She left her kid, on the hot sun and killed him.
There we go. Hey.
And then a dude killed his own mother.
There we go, man.
And then another one just recently killed his daughter.
There we go. Hey, evil, man. The Most High is leading the spirit. He tells the spirit, go on him. He's wicked. Go on him. He's wicked. Go on him. Go take him, Satan. Go. You shall succeed. Go ahead. You shall prevail. You got to keep in mind, brothers and sisters. Stay in the spirit. Let us finish this, and then we'll jump back again. Let's read it. So, this is what 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verses 6. It says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. We got to watch and be sober, man. We got to watch and be sober. Don't be a busybody. You're just working. I'm busy. You're busy, you die, buddy. You're going to die. Death is going to take you. How about that, man? Satan is going to take you. You busybody? Hey, Satan is going to take you. Hi. Right? Satan, you busybody, you don't have time for God. Hey, you got time to work and make all the money, right? But you ain't got no time for God. Hey, the Most High will take you. You busybody? Hey, get ready, man. Get ready. You a busybody? Yeah, the Most High will take you. Keep in mind, Satan will snatch you. Right? He said, verses 7. For they that sleep in the night. You see? Who is sleeping right now? The Christian church. The Christian church, they're sleeping. They don't keep God's commandment. In the Christian church, they don't keep God's commandment. They don't even know what the Bible said to do. Do they know? They don't know. They worship the sun. You see how they get mad?
Yeah, you know.
You see when I'm mentioning the word, you see how when they walk by, when they hear, they get mad.
Oh, they did? I didn't.
Don't you look at their face? I'm looking at them.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, they get mad, bro.
Oh, wow.
They get mad. They get offended. Because you know why?
Because they're looking at that.
Yeah, no. But because I'm bringing out, I'm saying that the Christian church,
true.
you see what I'm saying? They get mad, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They get super mad.
Like my mom, she said, like when she first saw you, she said, this guy's very nice.